The engine screamed like a dying animal, then fell silent. And with it, so did the entire airfield. Every engineer froze, eyes locked on the smoking shell of the AH-64 Apache that no one seemed able to bring back to life. They had replaced every valve, rewired every circuit, even swapped the core unit twice. But still, nothing. The machine that once ruled the skies now sat motionless, as if mocking every man who dared touch it. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The crew chief, Lieutenant Harris, slammed his wrench to the ground, the clatter echoing across the hangar. Sweat carved thin lines through the dust on his face. "We've tried everything," he muttered. "It's done." Across the base, a general was watching from the control tower, silent, grim. He had seen battles won and lost. But this was personal. That Apache wasn't just another aircraft. It was the bird that had once carried his brother through the deadliest valleys of Kandahar. And now it sat in ruins, as if the spirit of those missions had died with it. He turned away, jaw tight. "Get me Colonel Ray Donovan," he said quietly. A young aide blinked. Sir Donovan retired, almost 15 years ago. The general's eyes narrowed. "Then it's about time we reminded that old legend what he built." By dusk, a truck rolled through the gates. The guards straightened when they saw the figure step out, gray beard, faded flight jacket, and the steady gaze of a man who'd seen too much sky. Ray Donovan walked with a limp, but the moment he looked at the grounded Apache, something in him straightened. The engineers murmured, half in disbelief, half in awe. Many had grown up hearing stories about him. The man who once repaired an engine mid-flight by feel alone. "Who touched her last?" Ray asked, voice gravelly but calm. Harris stepped forward. "That'd be me, sir. We followed every protocol, every manual." Ray cut him off gently. "That's the problem. You followed the manual." He climbed up, hands tracing the warm metal like he was reading an old friend's scars. The hangar fell into a hush. Even the air felt charged, as if the Apache itself was listening. Then he did something strange. He closed his eyes, listened. The engineers exchanged looks, uneasy, but no one dared interrupt. Minutes passed. Then Ray opened one eye and smiled faintly. "You hear that?" he asked. Harris frowned. "I don't hear anything." "Exactly," Ray said. "You're not supposed to hear nothing. This bird's got a heartbeat, and someone strangled it with a new line that doesn't belong." He grabbed a flashlight, reached deep into the engine's guts, and tugged out a cable that wasn't in any schematic. The moment it came loose, a soft hum rippled through the fuselage. The silence broke, replaced by a low, rhythmic pulse. The Apache breathed again. The men stepped back as the rotors began to turn, slow at first, then faster, like a sleeping beast waking. Dust swirled through the hangar, rattling tools, and for a moment everyone shielded their eyes. All except Ray. He just stood there, wind whipping his jacket, smiling softly. The general walked up beside him, voice thick with emotion. "How did you know?" Ray didn't look away from the roaring blades. "Because I was the one who built her heart, General. You can't fix something you never learned to love." Behind them, the younger engineers stared, awe and shame mixing in their eyes. They had relied on numbers, manuals and data, but Ray had relied on memory, on feeling. When the Apache finally lifted from the tarmac, the ground trembled, and as the rotor wash hit Ray's boots, a single tear cut through the dust on his cheek. He turned to leave. Harris called after him, "Sir, we could use a man like you again." Ray paused at the door, the sunset framing him in gold. "Son," he said softly, "you don't need a man like me. You just need to remember why you started. Because true mastery isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about understanding what once made it soar. And sometimes the heart of a machine only beats for the one who first taught it to live." If this story moved you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me below, do you believe experience can ever really fade, or does it just wait for the right moment to return?